What's up, everyone? So I'm back again. So today we're going to talk about Warren Buffett and one of his method of investing. It's the dividend investment, and more into that topic, it's snowball dividend strategy. So the snowball dividend strategy, or the dividend investment, where it's a snowball effect, is you invest small amount of money, and through compound interest and dividend reinvestment, it grows dramatically faster and faster. Um, so before we get into that, and I go in more detail about it, hey, I'm just a well, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your consultant. So before you take any of my advice serious, please talk to a financial advisor. And let's go into talking about dividend investment. So Warren Buffett loves dividend paying stocks, but Berkshire doesn't pay one. So Warren Buffett makes a great return on his dividend investment, and the dividend snowball strategy is just a method where you choose a dividend growth stock, and where it grows dramatically, add new money regularly, reinvest your dividends, and then you just patiently wait for it grow, and you just monitor your investment. So these are the 5 steps for dividend investment and for the snowball method for it. So again, you choose a stock that gives you a good return and that has a good growth rate. Now everyone has a different type of growth rate. I try to stick around 3 to 5% with a annual return adjusted for inflation about 7 or 8% growth. So a 7% or 10% growth on average, and with a 3% dividend yield. Now, it's really hard to find those stocks, so it takes a while to look for them. Now, the second step is you have to add money regularly, or you have to do a big one-time investment and just let the drip or the dividend reinvestment to keep occurring, and you reinvest the dividends. So every month, every quarter, yearly, it pays out dividends. It depends on what stocks you buy. And the big key about it is you have to be patient to allow your growth to happen. Now, what is the dividend snowball effect, and why, and how much do you need to get $5,000 a month? So to get a dividend payout, you generally need about a portfolio of $2 million to get $5,000 a month. Now, we can look at the math on this, and the math works out to be, to earn $5,000 a month in dividend, you typically need to invest about 1.7 million to 2.4 million, with the average portfolio around 2 million. And the exact amount depends on the yield from your dividend. So I shoot for 3 to 5%. The reason why 3% is more likely to be able to find a good stock. You can find very high dividend yield, but then the growth rate isn't as good. So you have to find a good balance. Now, the reason why I choose 3% for $5,000 a month, it's just a goal, a target I'm shooting for. And I got years to constantly reinvest, and I can show you a stock that gives you a pretty good dividend yield. Now that you know that to get $60,000 a year, you need about $2 million in dividend. And this is the math for it. This 60,000 divided by 0.03 gives you about $2 million for a portfolio. Now, the reason why I'm showing you Schwab or SCHD is because they give a 3.43 dividend yield. So we can redo the math on the calculator, and it's not as much now. So you get 60,000 divided by, let's check the 3.43. So 0.0343 equals, you need about 1.7 million. So a little bit less than the 2 million mark. So is that better? Yes. And another portfolio shows that Warren Buffett gets $35 billion in, or 358 billion portfolio is invested in only 4 stocks. So that doesn't mean you need a bunch of stocks in your dividend portfolio. You can do what Warren Buffett does. He has 4 stocks that have 71% of his portfolio. How much does he get back off of his dividends a year? He gets $704 million in dividend income from Coca-Cola, and that's a large amount of money. And the thing about him, he invested it in them a long time ago, and he just constantly reinvests the money. Now, Warren Buffett is the stock genius, and he has received approximately 6.4 billion in dividend income in 2023. So he is a big person in dividends. So the reason why I am showing you the snowball method is because I found a stock right here that gives you it. It has good returns over the years, and it's not a bad stock. Now, what's the issue with doing a dividend stock? Now, there's some pros and cons to dividend investment, and I'm wanting to go over the pros first. So the pros are there's another way to make money from stocks, because not just you get off the money off the growth, you also get money for them paying you to have the stock. So that's a great way. Another pro of it, the income stocks are generally quality business with predictable earning. You can predict how much you can get, you can keep estimating it, and you won't be far off. They're very easy to understand. And the third pro is reinvesting income can really boost returns. That they shows most of your returns can become from dividends, and Warren Buffett is one of those people that really loves dividend income because they're very stable businesses. Now, some of the cons about it is dividends equal money not reinvested in growth business. So what does that really mean is they're not putting that extra money to grow the business anymore. So it's going to limit the growth of the business. Now, another con is less risk means less potential upside. So you don't take as much risk, but you also have greater amount of not getting, you have less of a chance to get a greater return on your dividend investments. And another con is potential for an increase of tax burden, because one of the issues you will get is a tax burden. So the answer initially is tax implications depend on your tax situation, but generally dividends are taxed as ordinary income at your margin tax rate. However, qualified dividends will get you a different situation. So is dividend the best investment for everyone? Not really, but it's something that helps diverse your portfolio. I do dividend investment because I want to have another passive income. So whether dividend focused investing is right for you depends on your risk tolerance, your financial horizon, and return requirements. And dividends are a fraction of a company profit in its board of director distribution to its current shareholder. A dividend is typically a cash payout of investment, and that can be paid out quarterly, sometime annually, sometime monthly. And stocks and mutual funds that distribute dividend are generally on the sound financial grounding, but not always. So, and stocks that pays dividend typically provide stability to a portfolio, but may not outperform high quality growth stocks. So dividend income is great, and you should try to add some to your portfolio. And the best example I can give you right now is, imagine if you invest $10,000 in a stock that pays an annual 5% dividend, and it grows each year by 3%. So the first year you have 10,000, it goes, you get a dividend of 5%, that gives you $500 to reinvest. So that gives you a total investment of 10,500. Now, year 2, new dividend yield, 5% plus a 3%. So your dividend yield is now 5.15%, because not just your dividend will grow, your stock will grow, and hopefully your dividend yield will grow too. Because as the company grows, they increase the dividend yield, the performance or the stock price will go up, and you get two growth right there. So dividend received the next year will be 10,500 times 5.15%. It'll give you $540. So you see, this compounding effect will increase quickly. And the great part about this is, if you keep reinvesting the money, it will reinvest the downs and the ups. So it'll help you keep averaging your stock. Now, should you invest in SCHD? It's a pretty good stock. It has pretty good returns. I have it, and they're pretty widespread. I have this in my retirement fund, and they pay quarterly. So I do have a 30,000 in this one fund, and it has done me pretty good. Now, that is in my retirement account. My dividend portfolio is a little bit different. I invest separate stocks, so I don't have to pay any fees. And you can easily just go into these stocks and see what their top holding, and invest in some of their high dividend. Now, thanks for watching. So this is just me telling you why the snowball method for dividend is a great investment. Now, not everyone can do it, but I think for me, it'll be a great passive income for the future. Thanks.